Hello, Warrior Crew, and all you Twig Stove fans. Welcome to Warrior Camping. How was that, Warrior? Was that alright, or do you want me to do it again? No, that was really good, mate. Really, really good. You should start your own channel. You're a natural. Well, thank you, Warrior. I just might do that. Can I borrow your camera? No, you can't. Get your own, idiot. Sorry, mate. I'm only joking. Of course you can borrow it. And can I be in your channel? No, you can't. You're having nothing to do with my channel. You're an idiot. And as the cat keeps saying, you've got beep for brains. Oh, thanks for that. Charming. Right, so I'd like to say hello as well. I'd like to say hello to the new subscribers that have joined over the last week or so, because the old Warrior Crew is up to 30 subscribers now, so there's 30 of us. So that's great. Thanks for subscribing and welcome on board. Welcome to the Warrior Crew. So today, inside my Boot Fair bivvy tent, or the Boot Fair normal tent, whatever you want to call it, I did get this tent at the Boot Fair, and today I'm going to show you a stove inside it, why it's set up. So I've got a nice stove to show you today. It's in that bag there, you can see in front of you. It is a Boundless Voyage stove. It's a really nice little Twig stove. It's titanium. Really good stove, comes in this nice little bag, so let's get it out and have a look at it. I've got a few bits with me just to show you how the stove all works. We just run through what you can do with it. So you can see it is pretty used, this stove. I've had this one quite a while. And that bit of black cloth there in my hand, that's just like the old fireproof cloth. It does come with the stove, or it came with my one anyway. And it came with that nice bag with the little handle on it and a nice zip. And that bag's lasted really well because I've had this stove a good few years. And as you can see there, that is the actual stove in there. So the stove comes in its own little bag and it all slots into that bottom bit. So there you go. That's the base that the stove fits on. There you can see it's Boundless Voyage. So it's warped a little bit. It's because it's been used a lot, but I've never had trouble putting this together. It's warped a bit, but no problem putting it together. It's not been affected by that whatsoever. It is a well-made stove, this. But it is a bit of an expensive stove, this. This stove is like 90 quid, 100 quid, something like that. So it's not a cheap stove. It's quite an expensive stove. It's nice the way it all folds up. That's a little grill plate for it that you can put on the top and like cook meat and that on that grill plate. But it is a bit small. You can do like yourself a burger on it or something. Couple of rashers of bacon. But it's not that good, that grill plate. It is alright, but you're not doing nothing massive on it. If you want to do yourself a fry-up or something, it's not happening with that grill. So there you can go. So you stand the stove on there, it folds out, and then you push it down, and you just like lock the side bits in, and then when you push them back in, they got like little folded up bits of metal underneath. They like lock onto that tray, so there is no way that is coming off now. That is locked in place, locked on the tray, and it works really well. I like the little stand because sometimes I'll take that and use it with other stoves. I just stand them on it. If you want to get them up off the ground a bit or something, you can use that tray with other like stoves. So there's the old grill plate on it. So you fill that up with twigs. It works good like that with my cup and that. Fill it up with twigs. Do whatever you want to do. That is a little grilling plate. So you can cook burgers. You do a couple of sausages on it or something like that. But it's not that big. You're better off with an old frying pan. Because you're not doing like a fry up and that on that pan. It'll cook you a pork chop or something like that. But it would do you a bit of steak, I suppose, smallish bit, innit? Would do you a bit of steak, whatever. So it is usable. I just eat a lot, I'm a bit of a pig. So that grill is not big enough for what I'd cook myself. But if you're the sort of person that just has a burger, or just has like a couple of sausages in a sandwich, or a couple of rashers of bacon or something like that,
then it would do ya. I'm just a bit greedy, so for me, it's not big enough, that grill. So you put them through it, right? They're the little sticks, and they go through, and it's got slots all round the side, so you can do things at different levels. I've got my Trangia there, that's an old military Trangia. And there you go, see, that stands on them stands that go through it, and then you put the other pot stands on the top, and there you go. This thing is a great Trangia stand. So it's a proper windproof, nice Trangia stand. And it does work well, this one, like that, with that Trangia in it. I've used it quite a lot like that. With the like frying pan on it, or your big pot or something like that. Yeah, it works really well like that as a Trangia stand. And if you look at the side there, all these slots are the same on the other side. So any of them slots you can put a stick through and it'll line up with a slot the other side. So you can put Trangia at the bottom, halfway up, do whatever you'd like. There's loads you can do with this stove, and it's good because it's got the 4 sticks, because a lot of these stoves you only get 2, and then you can't do what you can with this one. This one is good because you get the 4 sticks with it, or the 4 pot stands. So what I do sometimes, I have it like that, right, because it works really good like this. So I just wanted to do a brew, I just warm up some beans or do some noodles or something like that in it. Something easy that doesn't need a massive fire. I do it like that, and I stand my pot in there or my cup, and then I only need to have a tiny little fire going in it in the bottom, or I can stand the Trangia down in the bottom and use it like that. So with the fire, look, when I put my fingers in, you can still feed little twigs in there quite easily, and like you don't need to have a blazing big fire in there to boil water, do some beans or noodles or whatever you want to do. I'll do my coffee pot in there like that, because it's acting like a good windshield, and you only need to have a little fire going in it. You don't need a massive fire going in that to like make a coffee. I can do it with a little fire in the bottom, and then I can do it with the twigs and that. I'll do it in the tent like that because the fire's contained inside the little stove, so I'd use it in my tent like that with a little fire going all nicely contained in the little stove, so it's safe in your tent. You're not having a massive blazing fire going in your tent, you're having a little fire in the bottom of the stove, all safely contained in the stove itself. So in your tent, that's a really good way of doing it. I do coffee a lot like that in my tent, so it's sort of easier and quicker. I'm not doing a big massive fire. But make sure if your tent's got a little ground sheet in the vestibule, you pull that out of the way first so the stove is on the ground, and make sure you open the door or something on the tent a bit so it's well vented. So my little cup, that's a 420 cup. Like, it's a little bit like small to go on them sticks like that, but it's not a problem, right? Because all you do, well, this is what I do anyway, I get the other 2 sticks and just lay them across there like that. So if you've got a small pot and you want to use it like halfway down for the fire, you just do that. Just lay them 2 sticks in, and then your cup or whatever's small stands on there fine, and away you go. Little fire in the bottom, Trangia in the bottom, whatever you want to do. You're going with a small pot in there, and like in your tent with a tiny little fire going in there, that is much safer than cooking on top of it with a massive fire going. It really is. And also, I use it like this a lot, right? Because I use the tablets and that in it. So all that is then, that's just the top of a jam jar. I always carry something like that with it. Top of a jam jar, lid of a jar. As long as it's metal, carry it with this stove. Then you put it on them 2. And then I'll put my pot stands through the next level up. Put the next lot of stands through. And yes, I do know I'm putting the top 2 sticks in upside down, but I find it just lifts them up another few millimetres, so it kind of works better with the tablets. It raises your pot a tiny bit, so I do use it like that with the top 2 sticks upside down. I just find it works a little bit better. The tablet can breathe better. So get both of them in there, and then you stand your pot on top of like them stands, and you can cook with the tablets and that on there, and they work good, the tablets in there like that. Or you can fill that little tray up with the old squirty bottle of the fire gel, and that'll work well. And you put your pot like there on the top, so you are going with the fire gel or the tablets like that. And I've done that quite a lot. It works well because I do use the tablets a lot. I go like military places and that, and you get a big box of them tablets for next to nothing. So I do use them a lot, the old tablets. And that works really well, especially for making a quick coffee in your tent or something. That's good. But another one, if you're using them tablets, open your tent up, because the fumes off of them tablets are no good. So like, do that. With this stove, just find a jam jar. Get the old lid, long as it's metal, makes a good tablet stand, or to use with the fire gel. So it is very versatile, this stove. You can do a lot of different stuff with it. Although it's just a firebox, where it's got them 4 things, just by adding that jam jar lid to it and putting a Trangia with it, you can do a load of stuff with this stove. You really can. You can like put the sticks through anywhere, through them bottom ones, because they like act a bit like vents, but they're for your sticks. So you can put them through like loads of places through the bottom, and then you can like get your Trangia and stand it on top of them bottom sticks. And then you put the next lot of sticks in the higher slots, and away you go again. You're cooking with the Trangia down a bit lower, and that's a good one for your Trangia, because it's easy to get into it, to light it or snuff it out or anything like that when the Trangia's like that. And it's still acting like at the top as a little windshield for around the bottom of your pot and that. So it works really good like that with the old Trangia in there. Trangia works in this order levels really. Works good with the Trangia, this one. It is a good stove for the Trangia. But like as I've showed on some of the other videos, any of these Twig stoves really, by cutting down a bean can or something like that, Coke can, you can put a Trangia in them and just cook on the top of them. Long as you cut something down the right height to stand the Trangia on, you can always put a Trangia in a Twig stove. Well, 9 times out of 10 you can always get a Trangia in there. So I'm just moving the sticks to the top, and I'll show you like my little cup. It will fit on the sticks at the top, no trouble, because it's got slots to have the sticks closer together at the top. But like lower down, it's only got like, on the first 2 levels going down, it's only got like 1 slot either side. So you can't get your sticks narrow enough to like use my little pot. But you can at the top, it's not a problem. But lower down it's not a problem. You just like put them sticks on and then stand your little cup on it. So it is a good stove, this one. A nice stove, this Boundless Voyage. But like I said, it is quite expensive. So you put the frying pan back on. Lovely. That works lovely like that, cooking. Great big feed pot on it. Get really good fire going in there. This thing braves really well. So you don't struggle keeping the fire going in this thing. It burns like a good one, this one. It is a good stove for cooking on, this one. It really is. But like I said, it's expensive, this stove. It's like £90 or £100. Now, I have noticed, right, I keep seeing one, I think it's made by Wild Roots, and it looks like it's exactly the same as this stove, but it looks a lot cheaper. But I've never had my hands on one to say it is exactly the same stove, but I do think it is exactly the same stove. And that one, like the Wild Roots version, I've seen that one for like £55 or £58, something like that, with free delivery on it. So for that sort of money, if it is the same stove, it's a good stove for £58, all titanium and that. As long as it is the same stove, it really looks like it. So that's worth having a little check out. Have a look for yourself. Look at the Wild Roots version and see if you think it's the same stove, because it might be. I think it is. It looks so identical. I reckon it is this stove, just with Wild Roots slapped on the front of it instead of having Boundless Voyage written on it. So if it is the same stove for 58 quid or 55 quid, whatever it is, with delivery, that looks like a bit of a good buy, because it is a good stove. And even this one, the Boundless Voyage one, £90, £100. If you've got a little bit of money, and that ain't a ton of money to you, it is worth getting this stove, because it is a very good stove. But if you're on a bit of a budget, and that is a lot of money to you, then don't buy one of these. Buy yourself a Titanium 1 Tigress stove. I've got that one on the channel. The Titanium 1 Tigress. It comes up for special on Amazon and you can get it for less than 30 quid quite a lot. If you're on a budget, that is the stove to go for. Or there's a Tom Show that comes up on special on Amazon now and again, a Titanium Tom Show. Sometimes that's on for 20 quid. That's what I paid for my one. I've got it on the channel. That is a good stove and all. So if you're after a budget stove, don't get one of these. Look at the Tom Show and the 1 Tigress. But if you've got money, look at this Boundless Voyage, because it does have the edge over them, but only a tiny bit. And the way to look at it, it's like 3 times more expensive than the 1 Tigress, 5 times more expensive than that Tom Show. It is only a tiny bit better. He's not 3 times better than a 1 Tigress. He's not 5 times better than the Tom Show. He's a tiny bit better than both of them. So let's get it on the scales and have a look at what the old Boundless Voyage weighs with all her bits on it. It's a bit heavier than them other two, this one, because it's got that little stand and that in it. So that's coming up 492 grams. So it's not really heavy for the size of the light firebox you are getting. Alright, it's a bit heavier than them other two. They are lighter than that, but it's still not bad. And then 547, that's with the grill plate on. So 547 grams with the grill plate on. So I've put the sticks on it as well. So with the sticks on, that is coming out at 582. So that's everything. 582, that's all in. Sticks, grill plate, little base bit and the stove. So it's not really heavy, is it? You're getting a good stove for that weight. You really are. Nice stove. Not that heavy. I think the Tom Show's the lightest one out of them. I can't remember the weight of it. I think the 1 Tigress Titanium is about 400 grams all in. But the Tom Show is a fair bit lighter than that. So if I take the stove off the base, get it off, and weigh just the base, because you can sort of use this stove without that base if you wanted to. See, that base, that's 202 grams. So if you wanted to go ultralight, there's a little trick you can do with this stove. I don't think it's meant to do this, but it does work because I have done it. So what you do is, if you wanted to go ultralight, you leave that base at home. And then that is 200 grams that you are not lugging about in your backpack. But I know it's only 200 grams, but if you're knocking out 200 grams here, 200 grams there, it soon mounts up and you find your pack's a lot lighter. So you can carry this like that. Right, so that is 322 grams, like that. And that is good to go with the Trangia, the tablets and that. That is all you need to carry. So 322, carry that like that. You are Trangia cooking. You are cooking with the tablets. You are doing whatever. You don't need that bottom part on it. But you can also use it as a firebox without that, by putting the grill with it. So you carry the grill as well. Look, that is 378, so 378 grams, right? You can use that like that and still have a fire going in it. Now, I don't think it's meant to do this, but it works. I'll show you what I do. Little trick. It's not designed to do this, but it works because I've tried it and I've done it and it works. So here you go. you fold the stove out. Now, I know the grill is meant to go on the top, right? And I know you're meant to grill food on it. It is not for the fire grate, but it works. Just watch this. So you stand the stove on top of the grill and then lift the grill up and just lock the grill onto them little tabs at the bottom that's meant to lock it on to like that base part. So the grill sits on them, right? And as long as you put a few sticks through it afterwards, it locks it into place. So you put the grill on the tabs and then all you need to do is chuck one stick through so the stove doesn't fold out. Lock that stick into place, and now that ain't going nowhere. You cooking with that, you have got a firebox and you've lost 200 grams off of it because you don't need to carry the base. So away you go. The grill is in the bottom as your fire grate. Now it's not meant to be used like that, but it works like that because I've used it like that. I tried it once, I thought, I wonder, so I've done it. Put the grate in like that, put a stick through, lock it into place. There you go. It works lovely like that. I've used it. So if I was going like ultralight out, ultralight, I wouldn't take that box. I'd just do it like that and see, look, it's locked on to the tabs underneath. That cannot fall out because the sticks are holding it together, holding it in. There is no way that is falling out. You have a good fire in that, it is not falling out. So there you go, there's a little trick for you ultralight boys, so you can leave the old bottom bit at home and trim the weight down of this stove. And I know you're not meant to use it like that, but trust me, that is a warrior bodge and it works like a good un. So there you have it, a little trick to get rid of the base plate. So yeah, I'm going to give this Boundless Voyage the thumbs up because there's a ton of stuff you can do with this. It is a fantastic stove, although the price of it is a bit steep compared to a lot of the others. And I know a lot of people will go, oh yeah, but it's worth the money, it's a folding stove, they're so much better than a flat pack, them flat packs are hard to put together. And yeah, that might be true if you are one of them people who are just really cack-handed and have trouble putting anything together. If you're like a practical person, you know who you are. If you're practical, you'll have no trouble with a flat pack stove whatsoever. After you've done them a few times, you'll be putting them together in no time at all. So they're just as easy as a folder. You just need to be a bit of a practical person, not the cack-handed person. They're the ones that struggle with a flat pack. So if you watch my channel, you'll see that more than any stove, I like the one Tigress because it has the face on it. And every night I get a fire going in it and that. Oh, it's fantastic, that one Tigress, and it is because it's got a face on it, it's got character, and I really, really like it. How was that, mate? Was that alright, or do you want me to do it again?
No, that was terrible. Do it again. That was a total load of old beep.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe so you can join me again. See what I'm pitching, looking at, buying or burning. So I'm off now to cook myself something nice on the old Boundless Voyage in my lovely old boot fair tent. So let's go. Boot fair bivvy cooking.